Welcome back. In this tutorial video, we will be going over some of the panels found in the Classic Workspace of Dreamweaver CS6. So panels show up on the sides, bottom, and top. They can be dragged just about anywhere and docked as you like. For this online training video, we are going to be using the Properties panel as well as the Files panel and Insert panel, which is here across the top. I'm going to go ahead and create a blank HTML page. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML consists of tags, which are keywords surrounded by angle brackets that usually come in pairs. HTML defines the structure of a web page and is the basis of every web page on the internet. So we have the Insert panel, and this has various different tabs across the top. Common has some button links for hyperlink, putting in a new table or division, maybe an image. The text has heading buttons as well as strong and emphasized, and lists as well if you ever need to make a list. The CSS Styles panel, which is over here on the right, has two different versions. It has the All and the Current. All will show you all the styles defined. For this is a blank HTML page. We don't have any CSS styles. Current will show you whatever property you're currently looking at. It will show you all the CSS styles for that. While we won't be using CSS that much, as the CSULA web templates already have CSS defined, it's good to know what CSS is as a web author. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is a language used to define the style and layout of web pages. This includes, but is not limited to, fonts, colors, borders, backgrounds, and the page layout. HTML and CSS are the core technologies for building web pages. If you'd like to learn more about HTML and CSS, check out our video tutorials on HTML5 and CSS3. Now let's get back to our web templates. Through this workshop, we will not be using CSS too much, as the web templates already have CSS defined. So if you want to just double click to collapse the CSS Files panel, that's totally acceptable. We have the Files panel down here, which works just like your Explorer window. You can browse the computer for files, and when we end up defining a site, we will see specific files show up. The Properties panel will change depending on what we are working with. So if I go into Design View, you can see that the Properties panel pops up with two different modes, HTML and CSS. If I use HTML, I can set the ID of an element or the class. If it's a link, I can change the hyperlink address. I can also bold and italicize things. Create lists right from here. If I'm in the CSS, I can create a new rule or edit the current rule that's being used. I can also see quickly what the font style is, the size, and justification. If you've already defined a site in Dreamweaver, which we will do in a later video, you can see from the Files panel only the files that are used in your site. And once you have this defined, the Files panel can actually be used as a FTP manager. So FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. We use FTP to transfer files between one computer to another over the internet. An example would be transferring files from your home computer to a web server from where your website is hosted. So if you click the button on the far right-hand side, you'll see the server files, and then the local files will be here, and you can use these controls to put files to the server, get files from the server, or refresh and synchronize.